Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Friday, January 20th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and of course we are live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. Hey, by the way, my Twitter handle is @LarrySteinhouse, and you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and other social media by just searching Larry Steinhouse. All right, just a reminder, of course, if you like the show or if you're watching the show online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. You can also comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. And of course, say hi so I know you're watching. Somebody said good morning, but I can't tell who it is. I don't know why. All right, anyway, Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling. And of course, you can attend a complimentary class next Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. And there you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading. And you'll learn it from those who do it every day. And I so appreciate you guys watching online. Hey, Charles, thanks a lot. Good morning. All right, on today's show, of course, we're going to be discussing the futures update, including the dreadful day yesterday. Oh, man, it was terrible. We're going to be talking about 1 year with Biden and how great he did. We're going to be talking about housing sales falling. We're going to be talking about a flight being turned back. That's going to be an interesting one. We're talking about Peloton and, of course, Netflix earnings report. Ugh, all brutal. All right. Yesterday was definitely one of those days that makes you go, WTF. Oy. The market started out on fire as the Dow rose over 450 points at one moment. The market started to fall slowly, and I kind of figured, not that much of a big deal. You know, it seems like every morning the market goes up and then it comes down. But then, wham! It tanked and closed down 314 points. Even the NASDAQ, that was up 2% at one point, closed down almost 2% at 186 points. I got to tell you, this is a scary week. January is typically a good month, and it looks terrible so far. In fact, the market is down 5% for the year so far. It's terrible. I mean, the VIX is moving up, and it closed yesterday at 25.75. I got to tell you, this market's making me nervous. We're going to talk about that some more in a little while, but it really is making me nervous. The futures right now, the Dow is down 67, the S&P is down 19, and the NASDAQ is down 115. Most of that is due to Netflix, but Netflix is going to drag the rest of the market down too. So I'm, again, concerned that today's not going to be a great day. Let's talk about my absolute favorite president ever, Mr. President Biden. Why is he my favorite president? Because I've never had so much fun making fun of a president before. Anyway, so it's been a whole year since the virus took over this country by storm. No, I'm not talking about the coronavirus. I'm referring to the Biden virus. Let's talk about some of the memorable moments of the past year. If you remember, Biden, the babbling fool, told President Trump during the debate that he, Biden, would shut down the virus and not the economy. Well, let's see how he did with that brilliant campaign promise. In the past year, every headline reads that there are more COVID deaths reported in 2021 than, of course, in 2020. Well, I'm kind of guessing that didn't work out so well for him. By the way, as far as not shutting down the economy, technically he didn't. But with the disastrous mask and vaccine requirements, he created a massive hole in the amount of healthcare workers that are available, to take care of the very COVID patients that Biden suggested he wanted to help. Well, here's another interesting one, too. How about Afghanistan? Well, he definitely solved this problem. The war, or should I say, I guess, the peacekeeping mission in Afghanistan is all gone. And he left Afghanistan with all the war machines, including tanks, planes, ammunition, and high-tech defense equipment, so that when the Taliban took over 6 days later, the Taliban would be fully armed to go to war with their surrounding nations. Brilliant move, if you're a fan of the Taliban, that is, obviously, right? He also left thousands of people there to fend for themselves when he abruptly moved all the troops out. Bravo once again. Well, here's also another good one. He had the highest employment growth in history and brags about it. I gotta tell you, this fool actually believes that after the world closed businesses because of COVID and government overreach, that businesses who reopened and hired back their employees is employment growth? I don't think so. But wait, there's more. My favorite topic? Hey, inflation. Hey, Biden, I want to thank you for making all my property values go up about 30% in the past year. And for that matter, thanks for letting me charge rents that are also about 35% higher as well. That's awesome. But then again, aren't you the party that's supposed to be helping the poor and the middle class? Well, Biden, these tenants of mine, you're not helping them, you help me. So it's basically just another millionaire getting richer. So thanks a lot. And while you're making me richer, you're hurting the very people you promised to help with inflation. Hey, how about those gas prices, folks? I'm so glad I could raise my rents to pay for the 50% increase in gas prices. Well, how about this? How about Build Back Better? I would comment what's in it, but as we all know, Democrats don't even know what's in the bill or any bill that they're working on until after it passes. And since Biden's own party won't even vote for it, we may never know what's in it. Hey, Biden, instead of Build Back Better, why not just put everything back to where you found it and make America great again? Let's not forget the classic new phrase that we all learned this year. Let's go Brandon. This has become so popular that not only are there t-shirts, hats, and cars being plastered with it. If you haven't seen mine yet, it'd be interesting. Mine has all wrap that says "Let's go Brandon." But not only are there hats and cars and hats and cars and t-shirts plastered with it, but there are also stores opening called "Let's Go Brandon" stores. I'm telling you, it actually sounds like Biden did create a new economy in stores that sell "Let's Go Brandon" merchandise. How about the soon-to-be war in Ukraine? Well, not really a war. Russia's really just going to knock on the door to Ukraine and say, hey, this is ours now. And the Ukraine will continue to beg Biden to help. Hey, what will Biden do? He will do what they say in Brooklyn. Forget about it. No, not because he doesn't want to help, because he's truly going to forget about it. But of course, my favorite accomplishment in the past year is how quickly Joe Biden can change Joe's clothes when he pooped his pants after meeting the Pope. And now for the greatest part. I get to use fun phrases like President Poopy Pants, Gestapo Joe, Brain Dead Biden, and the Nazi in charge. So here's to another year of Brain Dead Biden, President Poopy Pants, Gestapo Joe Biden. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next. Hey, if I left anything out, please leave a comment in the social media channels, and I'll sure to mention it. All right, hey, I want to say hello to Tommy who's watching online. Thanks so much, man. Hey, let's talk a little bit about housing prices. Well, the housing report came out yesterday, and sales fell 4.6% in December. I got to tell you, this number is a reflection of just pre-owned homes to start with, and I often wondered why they don't call them used homes like they do with cars. Why do they call them pre-owned homes? They're used homes. All right, the report says that 6.18 million homes sold in December nationally, and it should be noted that the median home price is now $358,000, and that's an increase from last year from about 16%. I told you before my houses went up 35%. They did, but this includes some of the states that didn't go up that much. So sales of used homes, I guess that doesn't sound that great after all. Let me rephrase that. So sales of pre-owned homes were down 7.1% year over year, and here's an interesting part of the report. The reason for the slowdown isn't what you think. It isn't financial or lack of interest, but it's because of a lack of inventory still. This is certainly something that was different than the 2006-2008 run-up. During that time, the inventory was available, and the prices just ran up and ran up and ran up. It appears that many are still not ready to move. For decades, it's been statistically shown that most people move within 7 miles of their prior home. It also appears that many are satisfied with their current home, or maybe, honestly, they're just afraid of what, the Joe Biden economy will bring this year and what's going on right now, because it's nuts. Hey, let's talk real quickly about a flight turning back. All right, you guys really want to know why I won't get on an airplane as long as the ridiculous mask mandates are still in place? I'm going to tell you, this story will definitely explain that. It appears that a man on a flight from Miami to London refused to wear a mask during the flight. After an argument with the flight staff, by the way, this was an hour into the flight, the plane was literally turned around and went back to Miami. Ugh. The return was due to a disruptive customer refusing to comply with the federal mask requirement, a spokesman from American Airlines said in a statement. The flight landed safely at Miami International Airport, where local law enforcement met the aircraft. We thank our crew for their professionalism and apologize to our customers for the inconvenience. No, you should apologize to your customers for listening to that idiot, Gestapo Joe, because he caused this problem. Anyway, I'm going to assume that this person will never be allowed to fly again because he stood up for freedom and the anti-stupidity. The stupidity of wearing a useless mask is just beyond anything that makes any sense anymore. And here's the interesting part too. Reports of unruly behavior on planes surged to a record 5,981 reports last year. More than 71% of them are tied to disputes over federal mask mandates that went into effect early last year. This is cool. We can add that to the accomplishments of Gestapo Joe. He broke records there too. Hey, bravo, brain-dead Biden. There were even some incidences that include physical assault against crews. In October, an American Airlines flight attendant was hospitalized after a passenger allegedly struck her in the face, forcing the cross-country flight to also divert. And I'm telling you, real simple, this is why I won't fly. Believe me, I will be the passenger who freaks out over the mask mandate, causing me to be banned from flying. I only hope that this guy gets a lawyer and somehow wins. On a similar note, I'm also glad that I do not have children in public schools being forced to wear masks. Yesterday, I saw a news report of a teacher using tape to tape the mask on a child. This is humiliating and, frankly, it's assault. And if it was my kid, I'd be in jail. If your kids are being forced to wear a mask, you need to stand up to the bullies in the classroom and make them no longer make your child wear a mask. These bullies are the teachers, the principal, and the administration. All right, let's take a break, and I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Of course, I want to thank everybody for listening on WWDB. And of course, I want to thank you all for watching on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And there's an anonymous user, I don't know who you are, but it's interesting. He says that the fact that wages are staying the same is what's killing me. Rent is going up and inflation is murdering me from a financial standpoint. Yeah, I'm sure. That makes sense. All right, so far we've been discussing the futures update. Right now the Dow is up 103. The S&P is up 25.5. I'm sorry, down 107. Down. The S&P is down 25.5, and the Nasdaq is down 138. I guess I was kind of wishing it was up, huh? Hey, we talked about 1 year with Biden. Did you guys come up with anything I missed about how great Biden was? We talked about housing prices falling. I'm sorry, housing sales falling. Wow. And we talked about the flight being turned back. Now we're going to be talking about Peloton and, of course, Netflix's earnings report. Oy. But first, of course, did you guys Did you guys hit that share button? So if you're watching online, hit that share button, hit that like button, and don't forget to leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Also, look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home, and let me know what you think of the show. All right, let's talk a little bit about Peloton. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Peloton is in big trouble. You know, this company that really had a really lucky boom during the scamdemic is now settling back to where I would have expected it to be. Basically, it would be here if the scamdemic never happened. I've seen these fad exercise ideas come and go throughout my 58 years of trips around the sun. You know, like the Fitbit, if you remember the Fitbit, which for a while was a really cool idea, Peloton bikes with their Wi-Fi access to other users was also a really cool idea. It didn't use anything special in technology, and frankly, if you mounted an iPad on your stationary bike and just get a bunch of friends together, you can create the basic idea of what Peloton was trying to do. Of course, Peloton has motivational trainers who will ride with you, but the concept is pretty simple. And as most fads, this one is dying off. Fortunately or unfortunately, the stock rose to ridiculous heights when government overreach closed gyms. As people scrambled to try to stay healthy because the government forced them to be, unhealthy, home gym products skyrocketed. So Peloton stock went from as high as 167, and to a year later, it is now at its all-time low of 26. Peloton's future is bleak for now, and they have actually stopped or paused the manufacturing of Peloton bikes while they wait for orders to catch up with the extra inventory that they have in their warehouse. Oh boy, that's bad. So here's an interesting piece of information for you as well. The executives at Peloton were able to sell off their stocks at prices well above 100, according to SEC reports. So all these executives sold their stocks in the high hundreds, and now the stock is 26. Now, as I report this, I know what you're saying, those greedy SOBs. Well, I have to say that they weren't greedy, they were just lucky. Most companies have a set waiting time that the executives must wait before selling stocks. The executives also have to, by the way, they also may receive stock options as an incentive to join the company, and also have a set time that they must wait before they can sell or execute those options. So then basically the executives also need, in order to avoid insider trading issues, they must report the intention of the trade months before they are actually going to sell the stock. So here's the deal. In this case, I see nothing wrong. Just a bunch of people who got lucky, and now they're going to wait for their company to buy out Peloton, so they'll wait for another company to buy out Peloton before the stock reaches single digits. And personally, I think that's where it's going to go. I also think that Meta is a perfect buyer for them. And if Meta buys them, they will connect the bikes inside the metaverse. I think that that's where Peloton is going, the concept of Peloton is going. So you'd actually look to your right, and you'd actually see another person on a bike next to you in the metaverse. I think it's brilliant. All right, let's talk about Netflix earnings. I have to tell you, the market is not happy with current earning reports coming from the biggest players in the stock market, and we're seeing the ramifications of these reports. Netflix was plummeted yesterday after hours when their earnings report and conference call shows a massive slowdown in user growth. The earnings were actually pretty good. They actually beat estimates. However, because the slower projected growth, the investors fled and it sold off. It was down 20%. It might even still be down 20% before market open. I have to tell you, it surprises me, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me. I've been saying that Netflix is overpriced, and so many other stocks like Tesla are also overpriced. Wall Street, however, has been at such a high that the basics of earnings per share to evaluate stocks has been long ignored. The stock peaked last year at about 700, and that was just ridiculous. And now I believe it's running around 400 right now after the drop last night, but I believe it's going to reset to what I believe will be the low 300s. The company really can't grow any further. The new subscribers are mostly subscribers who have canceled and are now coming back to watch something that they feel they're missing out on. Like the Netflix movie Don't Look Up. By the way, if you haven't seen this movie, it's great. Watch this movie Don't Look Up. And I got to be honest, I haven't been a subscriber for Netflix for about a year, and I resubscribed just to watch this movie. You know, look for Netflix to level off in the low 300s this year. I also see other overvalued, companies with multiples really over 40 dropping as the stock market starts to come to its senses. All right, for those of you who forgot or don't understand what multiples are, the multiple is the price of the stock divided by earnings. So normal conservative multiples used to be about 12 to 18, and the crazy run-up in the last decade made multiples in the hundreds or even higher. Look, if you don't understand multiples and how they work, don't worry about it. Reach out to me or reach out to the people in Investor Schooling and learn more. And of course, you can watch this commercial and find out what they teach, and they teach a lot more than real estate. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. And so far, of course, we've been discussing the futures update. Right now, the Dow is down 90, the S&P is down 23, and the NASDAQ is down almost 131. Ugh, the Netflix is going to drag that NASDAQ down. We talked about 1 year with Biden and all his amazing accomplishments, and someone reminded me on Facebook, I forgot to talk about how great Biden is to increasing the population in the United States by opening the borders. What another awesome idea by brain-dead Biden. All right. We also talked about housing sales falling and, of course, flights being turned back because of mask mandates. We talked about Peloton and Netflix. So coming up is today's picks and plays. But first, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that share button, and let everyone know what great stock picks are about to come up. Hey, you can leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter, and please do. And once again, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's talk about what's going on. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? All right, so yesterday was one of those days that you really didn't want to talk to me. At about 2 o'clock, I went into a meeting, and 2 hours later when I came out, I thought there was something wrong with my TD Ameritrade app when every stock I had went red. What the heck happened? Look, I've been trying to figure out an explanation for what happened yesterday that even remotely makes sense, and I can't. However, I got to tell you, for the year, I did expect a drop in the stock market, and maybe it's just happening sooner than expected. You know, it's timing that's difficult. The stock market moves are obvious, it's just timing that's difficult. Well, we'll see. However, I often find that times when the market starts to panic, it's the best time to buy. You start seeing the articles, oh, the world's coming to an end in the stock market. Anyway, I'm going to tell you also my confidence is definitely rattled this month, but here are some plays I still believe in. I believe in Meta, Facebook. I believe in Apple, and they both have earnings coming in the next 2 weeks. I believe that these reports are going to be good, but don't forget that doesn't always make the stock go up. I still like American Airlines as a play into the spring. And look, I'm going to tell you, the pent-up demand and possibility that Gestapo Joe will stop the mask mandates is definitely on the horizon. You know what? I've also noticed that all the Chinese stocks have started moving up again. Look, China just lowered their interest rate, and I don't know. It's actually making their stocks more attractive. The chart for Alibaba actually looks like a winner, but I got so burned on this stock last year that I'm just going to stay away from it. I don't even want to touch it. Coinbase is being killed by the plunge in crypto, and I really like it as a play. Coinbase, I don't understand investors. Coinbase makes money when people buy or sell. It's not the price of crypto that makes this company money. It's the volume of trades that makes it money. When there are big moves in the crypto market, this company will make huge profits. So I do like it as a play. Hey, by the way, I want to say hello to Justin. Thanks for watching, man. He said he loves the show. Thanks, man. I totally appreciate you, and I totally appreciate you watching. Let's talk a little bit about what is going on in crypto right now. So in crypto, wow. The Bitcoin dropped almost 10% overnight, and it's now just under 39,000. Ethereum has also dropped to 2,800, and I got to tell you, I think if it goes below 2,500, it might be a buy, but I wouldn't stay in long. I don't know. I think crypto is about overcooked, and I think it might start to pull back. All right, gold and silver are also hanging out, waiting for a move, and I actually expect them to do just that, so pay attention to that as well. Hey, a final look at the Treasury Bond, and we can actually see that the Treasury Bond is now down to 1.77, and it's inching down. I actually think it's going to go down. I think that the Nasdaq's going to bounce back next week, but I don't know if it's going to stay there, so be careful. Hey, I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. I want to thank you for your continued support. And of course, please, let me know if you're enjoying the show. Please reach out and let me know. You can leave comments on the WWDB fan page and look for us online. My name again is Larry Steinhouse, and I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I'm also the CEO of Investor Schooling. I'm not just a client. I'm a customer. I don't know. How did that thing go? I don't remember. By the way, if you made any money with the stocks or the advice given on the show, please let me know. Hey, Mike says, nice show. I appreciate that, Mike. Thanks so much. Hey, if you're enjoying the show, please let me know. I want you all to have a great weekend and have a profitable day. We'll see you next week.